What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Now today, as you can see from the title, I'm gonna be explaining some of the best settings for high-end and also low-end PCs. Now, if these do apply to console, that'll be in here because I don't think console is completely different from PC, except PC has more options, and it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start off with my keyboard and mouse settings. Also, I will be doing a keyboard and mouse settings video later, explaining my sensitivity and all that good stuff, whatever. Or this might just be it. So first of all, DPI, which is your mouse sensitivity, I keep that at default 800. Most mice come with software that you can change it. Sometimes it's like built into your mouse, so you can change it from your mouse, manually, I guess. It all depends on your mouse. So just search up your the mice you have. You might find a software for it, or check the box that you bought it in. It might say it. I don't know. Usually the newer ones have it. So I recently just buffed this one up a little bit to 25. It was at 20. People say it's high, but in my opinion, it really isn't. Vertical sensitivity multiplier 90. Just go ahead and copy these. Not really much to explain. I changed low zoom and 2x zoom, which is your snipers usually. Actually, this is actually pretty high. Let me put it on 1. Put it back to default. Alright. On to gameplay. I haven't changed no keybinds. This is all set to default. Didn't change anything. So all this should be the same. Combat. All should be the same. The only thing that's changed is the crouch and prone, because my crouch key is broken. So yeah. Interface keybinds all should be the same. Graphics, now these are the most important parts of the video. You want to keep it on full screen. You want to leave it on auto unless you're playing in 4K, then you pick whatever you want here. Choose your right monitor. I have 2 here. I got the highest refresh rate monitor on. We gotta go to 165 or auto. If you don't see your refresh rate on here, then you're gonna have to go to what was it called? Right click and video control panel. I showed how to do this before. You have to download this somewhere. I don't know where. I think it's changed recently. But you want to go to change resolution and then select the monitor and pick the highest refresh rate. And click apply. Yes, and you're done. Go ahead and get back into the game. And let's proceed. Gotta make this quick and simple for y'all. VSync gameplay, you want that off unless you get screen tearing like this. Then you want to turn it on. VSync menus off. Frame rate limit, you want that on custom. You want to be able to, customize it to your liking, obviously. Frame rate, you want to put that all the way up. Menu custom frame rate 60. Minimize game custom frame rate 30. That's all default right there. Aspect ratio, leave it on automatic. Brightness, now this is, you change this in person. You're gonna look at your monitor and just change it from there. Usually it's best to go up a little bit higher than the default, which was 50, I think it was. And that's all you have to do from that. Display gamma, you want to keep that on 2.2 sRGB if you're on a monitor. If you're playing on your TV, you want to go and go to this one. HDR, you want this off in multiplayer. I guess if you're playing campaign and stuff like that, you can change this, but when I have it on, it like dims my whole monitor, which is kind of weird. Obviously you don't want that on. Focus mode, you want that off. As you can see, it says sets a black overlay around the game window. You don't want anything being changed. You want to, have full visibility of your game, whatever. So you want that off for sure. Select your GPU. Restart shaders compilation, you don't care about this. On-demand texture streaming, you just leave that alone, don't mess with that. Quality presets, custom. Render resolution 100. For some reason it keeps changing, I don't know why. If you're on a very low end PC or GPU, you want to change this. Go low, like once, go like by 5s, because if you go too low, it'll end up looking blurry like this lion. Looks like a leopard if you go low. Dynamic resolution, you want this off. Texture resolution, you want this high. Now if you're on a lower GPU, you want to go to medium. Texture filter anastrophic, you want this on high. It doesn't really affect your frames. Particle quality level, keep this on low. Particle resolution, keep this on low. You can go ahead and, I mean, you can tell right here it says effect on VRAM medium, so it's not, you know, causing a lot of issues. If you go up, you can see how much it changes. So you know, you decide on that part. Bullets impact sprays and sprays, you want this on. Shader quality, you want this on low. Tessellation off. Like I said, if you guys want to, you know, have better looking game, then you can put these on, but this is a video for best frames, so you want this off. Level of detail, distance, range, you want it on short. These little things though they don't really matter. You got little spikes here, you got the flowers here. A little shit like this does not really matter, especially if you're favoring frames and you're literally playing a multiplayer game. You're not here to admire the map. Like, come on, let's be real. So nearby level of detail, keep this on low. Go ahead, do that. Distant level of detail, low. All these on low. Volumetric lighting, you want this on low. If you turn it up, you're gonna have less visibility through these little sun shadows and whatnot. If you have it on low, you can see through it a little easier. Shadow and lighting, these are probably the most frame consuming parts of the video. Screen space shadows, you want this on off. Shadow map resolution, keep it on low. You don't want it to look too smooth because it looks ugly sometimes. Sun shadow cascades, keep this on low. Cache sun shadows off. Cache spot shadows off. Spot cache size low. We got a lot of new settings compared to the other previous games that we had, so shout out to them for doing something decent in this game. Particle lighting, you want this on low. Ambient occlusion, like I said, all these don't matter if you're trying to get a lot of frames. If you really want good quality, then these you might want to turn on to low or medium. GTAO quality, medium. Screen space reflection, you can just look at it's basically reflections in the game. If you don't want it to look too ugly, you know, just put a medium or low. But if you don't really care, keep it on off. I'm gonna keep it on low because I know I want my game to look nice sometimes. NVIDIA DLSS, I keep this off. Let's see. Fidelity FX cast, got that on, keep it on 85. Anti-aliasing, SMA 222 T2X, golly, I can't read. I keep that on that. Anti-aliasing quality, keep that on high. Depth of field, you definitely want this off. You want to be able to see your surroundings. Like you see it like blurs out. You don't want that sometimes. Viewer usage target, I keep that on 90. Gameplay, color customization. This is what a lot of people ask me sometimes. I had this on Cold War, so if you guys want to copy and paste that, you guys can. U color, I keep that on yellow, which is basically me. Team, a little lighter shade. And my party, I keep it on blue. And enemies, what I would really do, I would pick a color that you would notice the most and you would, you know, shoot at. So pink is very visible in the game, especially when you can just see a dot over the enemy's head. Just shoot at that pink dot and you will most likely get their head. So that's pretty clutch right there. And that's what I use. HUD color palette, keep that on default. These are for basically if you're colorblind, you know, you use these. But for some reason, these are a little bit faded. Default is a lot more brighter, so keep that on. Color filter, you can adjust this if you want. I mean, I think these two are the same, right? Filter 2 and none. I'm gonna leave out none. All right. Field of view. Now the wider you go, the more frames you will lose. You usually want to be over 90. I mean, that's probably like the sweet spot. 100 and up. It's up to you guys. But I like it 120 because my PC can handle it. ADS field of view, want to keep that on affected. This for sure is a must right here. If you go independent, it'll zoom in and recoil will look a lot more wild. You don't want your gun to twerk, all right? Affected, it's a little more zoomed out and you feel like you have more control over your gun. Camera movement, at least 50%. World motion blur, these two are very relevant. They make your game look like ass, so you want these both on off. and NVIDIA reflex low latency. Now most cards, a lot of cards won't have this, but if you do have it, keep it on plus boost. Audio, I keep that on 100. Music 1. Music is annoying sometimes. Dialogue volume, that's basically if you're playing campaign and they're talking to you, you want that on 25 or 10. Usually if like someone calls on a UAV, they will speak to you. This is the dialogue volume. Sound effects, keep it on 50. If it's on 100, it's way too loud for me. But personal preference, do you, man, do you. Hit marker sound effects, keep it on Vanguard. I haven't tried none of these. I'm gonna try classic though, so we're gonna get into that one. Kill streak music, I guess. A lot of these are personal preference right here. Interface, these are all default. What I have on is FPS counter. Most of these other stuff, server latency, GPU temperature, it's very important. Keep that on. Controller, I don't play controller, so these are all default. And that's pretty much it. So I do hope that this video helped. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the description. As always, these might change in the future, and if it does change, I will make another video on it. So let me know how it worked for you guys. Let me know if your frames did go up. And yeah, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We are going to be uploading daily Vanguard content. Hopefully this game does get better over time, and I mean that's all you can hope for, really. So I'm gonna see you on the next one. I love y'all. Peace.